What if I told you that the most jaw-dropping machine of the future isn't a hypercar, isn't a private jet, and isn't even a yacht? It's something far stranger. A-M-O-T-O-R-H-O-M-E. Yes, a motor, but not the kind you've seen parked at campsites or crawling along highways. This is something else entirely. A rolling palace, a spaceship on wheels, a futuristic creation that looks like it escaped from the year 2100. Tonight, you're going to witness the Crimson Platinum Teardrop Motorhome, a machine so outrageous, so bold in its design, that it has left automotive designers and luxury enthusiasts stunned. When this thing first appeared at its private showcase, people didn't know whether to call it a vehicle, a spaceship, or a piece of modern art. Because it doesn't just drive, it redefines what driving even means. Let's step inside this cinematic monster. The first thing you notice about the Crimson Platinum Motorhome isn't its size. Although make no mistake, this is a giant. It towers above most SUVs, stretches longer than a limousine, and dominates the room like a god among machines. But it's not the size that shocks you, it's the shape. Forget rectangles. Forget boring box designs. This motorhome is carved like a teardrop, a sculpted aerodynamic silhouette that curves and flows like liquid metal. From the front, it looks razor-sharp and futuristic. From the side, it resembles something you'd expect to see gliding silently across the surface of Mars. And from the rear, the tapering spine splits into glowing illuminated fins, like a spacecraft descending into orbit. The body is finished in glossy crimson red, so deep it looks almost alive, with platinum silver accents that catch the light and shimmer like liquid chrome. Showroom spotlights bounce off its curves, creating highlights and shadows that make the motorhome feel like it's breathing, like it's alive. And then there are the wheels. Forget tires. These are gigantic turbine-inspired alloys, glowing from the inside with platinum light. They're so large, so sculpted, that they look less like wheels and more like engines. Engines that could lift this thing off the ground and send it flying. Running along the roof, a glowing silver spine splits the body, ending in twin illuminated fins that pulse faintly with crimson light, as if the vehicle itself has a heartbeat. And then there's the glass. Not windows, panoramic sheets of tinted crystal, wrapping seamlessly around the vehicle in a single continuous arc. At night, the glass glows faintly, outlined in crimson neon, turning the motorhome into a glowing capsule, drifting through the darkness. But the real shock comes when you see it in motion. This isn't a motorhome that lumbers forward like a heavy bus. No, it glides, silent, effortless, almost unreal. You don't just see it, you feel it, like a presence entering the room. And that's because this isn't built like any vehicle you've seen before. Beneath its crimson platinum skin lies a chassis powered by independent electric motors on each wheel, giving it instant torque, total precision, and a kind of agility no motorhome should ever have. It doesn't just move, it flows. Even standing still, it radiates presence. The showroom where it's displayed was designed to reflect its glow, black marble floors shimmering with crimson light, towering glass walls framing the futuristic silhouette against a sunset skyline. It doesn't just look like the future, it feels like the future. And here's the wildest part. This isn't just about transportation. It isn't just about luxury. The Crimson Platinum Teardrop Motorhome is a statement, a declaration that the future doesn't belong only to the fast, the flashy, or the exclusive, but to those who dare to redefine what freedom looks like. Because this machine isn't a car, it isn't a house, it isn't even a vehicle. It's a world of its own, and we've only scratched the surface. Next, we're going to step inside, where crimson light and platinum luxury merge into something that feels less like an interior, and more like stepping into the future of human living itself. The exterior alone is enough to leave anyone speechless. But the real shock begins the moment you step inside. The doors don't just open, they unfold. With a soft hiss, panels of crimson and platinum split apart, sliding seamlessly into the body. A gentle glow spills out, casting red and silver light across the polished showroom floor. It feels like stepping through the airlock of a spaceship. And then you enter. The interior isn't a cabin. It isn't even a living space. It feels like a floating capsule of light and luxury. The entire lounge is designed in a crimson and platinum theme walls, sculpted with flowing silver panels, glowing softly from hidden strips of crimson ambient light. Every surface curves, no sharp edges, no clutter. It's like living inside a jewel, smooth and sculpted, alive with light. The floor is made of polished black marble, threaded with glowing crimson veins that pulse faintly as if alive. Walk across it, and the reflections stretch infinitely beneath your feet, giving the illusion you're walking on liquid light. The furniture, forget sofas and tables. Here, everything is modular. The seating curves along the walls like sculpted waves, upholstered in platinum leather with crimson stitching. At the press of a button, they shift and reconfigure into lounges, into dining booths, into sleeping pods. The motorhome doesn't just give you furniture, it gives you a shape-shifting living space. In the center of the lounge, rising from the floor, is the most futuristic feature of all, a holographic pillar. With a wave of your hand, it comes alive, projecting 3D holograms into the air. Maps, movies, games, even entire virtual environments appear around you. Want to watch a film? The walls fade into projection screens. Want to have a meeting? The hologram projects your colleagues around the table as if they're physically present. Want to meditate? The lounge transforms into a glowing forest, a starry night, or even a beach at sunrise. But the true magic lies in the windows. These aren't just panes of glass, they're augmented reality displays that wrap seamlessly around the lounge. Imagine driving through a mountain range. The windows highlight peaks and valleys, overlaying live information about the terrain. Imagine sitting at night, the glass fades into transparency, turning the lounge into a floating observatory under the stars. And when you want privacy, the windows dim, glowing faintly crimson, turning the interior into a cocoon of light. Every detail is designed to astonish. The ceiling curves above like the inside of a dome, lit by flowing crimson ribbons that pulse gently, like veins of living energy. The air smells faintly of cedarwood and white tea, diffused automatically by the AI's mood sensing system. Even the climate adapts around you. Warm light on cold nights, cool breezes simulated on summer afternoons. And then there's the bedroom module. Hidden behind sliding platinum panels, it reveals itself only when you need it. The bed floats slightly above the floor, glowing at the edges with crimson light. It adjusts automatically to your posture, shifting with your breathing, creating the sensation of weightlessness. Above it, the ceiling transforms into a skylight, showing either the real sky outside or an infinite canvas of stars generated by the Motorhome's AI system. But it doesn't end there. Even the kitchen is a piece of the future. Compact, seamless, built into the walls. Surfaces light up when touched, morphing into induction burners, hidden sinks, or food prep areas. Cabinets open with a whisper, revealing compartments that keep everything perfectly chilled, heated, or preserved. It feels less like cooking in a vehicle, and more like commanding the galley of a private spacecraft. Every inch of this interior is designed not just to impress, but to redefine how humans experience space. This is not a motorhome you live in. This is a motorhome that lives with you. It listens, it adapts, it transforms. And as you sit in the lounge, watching crimson light ripple along platinum curves, you realize something terrifying. This isn't just design. This is psychology. Every detail, every reflection, every sound has been engineered to keep you in awe, to keep you hooked, to make you never want to leave. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Because once you've experienced life inside this capsule, how do you ever go back to anything else? But as mind-blowing as this living space is, it's not the heart of the machine. That honor belongs to something else. The cockpit. The command throne, the place where man and machine merge. And once you see it, you'll understand why this crimson platinum giant isn't just it's a revolution in control itself. The lounge may feel like the future of luxury living, but the cockpit, that's where this motorhome stops being just a home and starts becoming a machine of power, control, and raw innovation. The cockpit is revealed through a sliding archway. As you step forward, the atmosphere changes. The crimson glow intensifies. The silver curves tighten into sharper lines. It feels like crossing from a living space into a command bridge. And then you see it. At the center, like a throne carved for a futuristic emperor, sits the driver's chair. Not a seat, a throne, sculpted from platinum alloy, wrapped in crimson leather, lined with nanofibers that pulse faintly with light. The moment you sit down, it scans your body, heart rate, posture, muscle tension, and adjusts itself instantly. You don't just sit in this chair, you merge with it. The controls rise around you in a sweeping arc, wrapping you in a halo of holograms. There are no clunky buttons, no plastic knobs, just floating panels of light suspended in the air, responding to your every gesture. Swipe left, and the navigation blooms into a glowing 3D globe. Swipe right, and the motorhome's systems appear, each glowing crimson like living icons. Pinch your fingers, and the windows zoom in on real-time road visuals, enhanced by augmented reality overlays. But the real shock comes when you grip the steering. It's not a wheel, it's a flight yoke, sculpted in rose-tinted platinum. Smooth, elegant, futuristic. Place your hands on it, and the surface molds to your grip, as if alive. And when you turn it, you don't just steer, you command. The entire vehicle feels like it moves beneath you, obeying not just your hands, but your intentions. Look up, and the windshield isn't glass. It's a panoramic, augmented reality dome. Imagine driving, and the dome paints the road ahead in glowing overlays. Hazard detection lights up obstacles. Arrows guide you in real time. Landmarks are highlighted, glowing softly with information. At night, the dome transforms, turning pitch-black highways into glowing crimson pathways that guide you with surgical precision. Even the mirrors are gone. Instead, slender cameras feed into floating holograms on either side of the cockpit. The moment you glance sideways, the panels awaken, showing you everything: blind spots, rear traffic, even predicting movements of other vehicles. And yet, here's the real twist. You don't even have to drive. This cockpit has two modes: command mode and autonomous mode. In command mode, you feel like a pilot. every nerve electrified as the motorhome responds to you in real time. The engines hum, the road glows, the crimson light pulses with your heartbeat. It's driving redefined, not mechanical, not stressful, but exhilarating. Switch to autonomous mode, and the cockpit becomes a cinematic observation deck. The yoke folds away. The holographic panels drift into the background. The windshield transforms into a floor-to-ceiling cinema screen, or a star chart, or even a live drone feed of the road ahead. Imagine leaning back in your crimson platinum throne while the motorhome pilots itself with precision. Every turn calculated, every obstacle avoided, every route optimized. And then there's the soundscape. Most vehicles give you an engine noise. This one gives you an orchestra. The motorhome has an AI-driven acoustic system that matches sound to your mood and driving style. Accelerating down a highway, the soundscape swells like a cinematic score. Cruising through mountains, you hear soft ambient tones, blending with the real wind outside. Sitting idle in traffic, it shifts to calming notes, syncing with your breathing. Even the dashboard AI isn't ordinary. It doesn't just talk to you, it converses. Ask for directions, and it won't just show you a map. It will explain, adapt, and even recommend scenic detours based on your preferences. Ask for a restaurant, and it will pull up not just locations, but menus, reviews, even holographic previews of the food. But here's the detail that shocks people the most. The cockpit isn't just about driving forward, it's about looking beyond roads. The AI integrates satellite feeds, drone surveillance, and live terrain scans. Imagine driving into the unknown deserts, forests, mountains, and the system builds a living map in real time, marking every tree, every dune, every slope before you even see it. This isn't a cockpit, it's a command center, a throne of control, a place where driving is no longer survival, it's domination. And as you sit in that crimson-lit chamber, hands on the yoke, the road glowing beneath your command, one thought rises above all else. This is no longer this is the future of human mobility itself. Sometimes, when we look at machines like this, we forget what they really represent, because on the surface, it's just a vehicle, a luxury toy for the wealthy. But when you stand in front of it, when you see the crimson glow, the seamless glass, the sculpted alloy wheels that look more like art than engineering, you realize, this isn't just about travel, it's about human ambition. Think about it. Humanity has always dreamed of more. We looked at caves and built castles. We looked at horses and built cars. We looked at the stars and built rockets. And now, we've looked at the simple motorhome, a box on wheels, and turned it into something that looks like it rolled straight out of. Tomorrow, that exterior shocks you with its presence. The interior seduces you with its comfort. The cockpit transforms you into a commander of the road. But deep down, it's not about features. It's about the feeling of walking into a showroom and seeing a shape you've never seen before, glowing like a vision from the future. The feeling of stepping inside and realizing that luxury doesn't just mean leather seats and wood panels anymore. Luxury means technology that bends itself to you, spaces that adapt, light that breathes with you, AI that doesn't just serve, but understands. This machine isn't built for people who want to get from point A to point B. It's built for those who want every second of the journey to feel like destiny. And here's the haunting truth. This motorhome may be a concept today, but give it a few years, and what you see in these images could very well be rolling down highways, parking at beaches, climbing mountains, and redefining what it means to live on the move. Imagine pulling up to a scenic overlook in one of these, the sun setting across the horizon, your panoramic glass walls turning gold as the light pours in, your AI assistant setting the lights to a warm glow while you pour a drink from the automated bar. And when the night falls, your ceiling transforms into a canvas of stars, projected in real time above you. No hotel could ever compete. No airplane could ever compare. This isn't travel. It's owning the world while you move through it. And that's why this vehicle shocks people. Because it forces us to rethink not just what a motorhome can be, but what our lives on the road can become. For decades, motorhomes were for retirees, for road trips, for slow wandering. But this is for the dreamers, the pioneers, the visionaries who refuse to settle for ordinary. And maybe, just maybe, one day, it will be you. Because here's the final question I'll leave you with. If you had the chance to step inside this machine, to command it, to live in it, to take it across countries and continents, while wrapped in the future itself, would you ever go back to normal life again? Pause, think about it, because the future is already waiting.